Alright, so the egg. I'm on UCAN, so it's a bit easier. So for the starter, you place one triangle, then three squares on each side of the triangle, and then on each side of the square, you place two triangles like this. So it makes what we call an egg foundation footprint. Alright, so then pick one triangle, then you wall it in with the square, two triangles, and another square, and one other triangle for the ally, and then this. So this is pretty much the starter. What I usually do is I have the TC with a frame and a window, because it's there and makes it just a little bit harder, especially on online, to get the TC. But not really, you can access it without breaking it, but whatever. So then you place a wall facing inwards, because this is going to be windowed. Then you place a shell like this. Yeah, we can just wall this in. I just don't think you should at the start, because then you'll need to upgrade these, and especially if you start with a stone. But yeah, you can just place it. And here, I mean, you could place a window, I don't know. I just do this because it's a bit harder for them to raid it. And usually people raid this side for some reason. But yeah. Of course you place window, doors and everything. I just won't place them because I won't bother, to be honest. But alright, so this is the airlock. This is jump up, obviously. And you have two choices for the airlock. Either you do this one, where you press a window and an airlock right there, and it's the entrance. But for me, like, having the entrance right there means if they raid through the doors, they have access to your jump up and the cone, which is not very good, especially for an online, because if you do spawn in the core, you can't really go to the top. So what I usually do is have this honeycomb, because this is an entrance, and then have this as the airlock. So this is honeycombed, and you have the airlock on second floor. I mean, you choose. To be honest, I'll just usually do this because it's a bit better. But yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put symmetry, but when you do this, you can then wall this in and this jump up for the third floor, and then just place rules down. Here I usually have 3 loot rooms, mostly for depot and shit, but although like for the grub kits and everything. But that's fair, and that's like 12 boxes, so that's pretty good. Again, you can window this, but not at the start if you wanna upgrade the walls into metal. And then obviously this with ramps and then frames. Then what I will do is I'm gonna turn out symmetry, but pretty much just add honeycomb around the wall base and the 2 floors if you can, but 1 floor for now will be enough. But yeah, for the jump up, I mean, either you can place the foundations right away. Like this, right? Like this. Because this is what I usually have in the end. Because ladder's kinda... It's not that great to have a ladder there. And I cannot place like a roof piece. Because there's gonna be a frame right there. So, I feel like that's fine. But you do. You do. Okay, once you have this, you're gonna go back in. And then you're gonna wall. I still have symmetry on, it's fine. You're gonna wall everything out, but not honeycomb it. Because that's where we have all the bedrooms, lockers, and batteries. Well, some batteries. Okay, so there's 3 different loot rooms. Bedrooms, I meant, and it's each a corner and a jumper. And then lockers on either the side or the front. So for this, you have 2 walls facing inwards, and you should have a battery in the middle. And then here you should have a locker. Then you wall this off, face that inwards as well. And then a frame. So now we are the 4th floor, which is shooting floor. Wall this off with this facing inwards again. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, facing outwards. Here you should have another battery if you want. To be honest, I wouldn't do it exactly how I do it, but of course you can do this if you want. And then here, this is jump up for the roof. You have 2 small walls, then a window, 2 windows, and then 2 more small walls, and then triangles on each each wall, and then 2 frames. And here also you can have a frame right like this, because it makes it harder for them to jump in, I guess. And it makes it a bit better, I'm pretty sure, for the ankle biter pigs. But yeah, this is like this. And then you have the entrance for the shooting floor from the core. Okay, so for the other bedrooms, because this right there will be a battery, then here you have the jump up. So wall this off, have this the jump up, then wall this, have it on, and another battery if you really want, or locker, doesn't matter, you choose, to be honest. Then once we're here, wall this off, and this is another loot room that's in the bedrooms. And I tend to not check these because it's not really... I mean, they could rate it, but it's usually just rate the core. But yeah. Then another window for the locker. And then here you will have 2 beds, which I'll probably add later and show you. Okay, so here there's a battery, so another jump down here. And this is the same as the other one. The one we just built. So battery. Here we have loot room, locker, and then jump up. Okay. So once this is done, I mean, it's already not really defendable at the start, but it's not great, not really great to have it. Like, the compound costs quite a lot, so it's pretty hard to get it from the start. Okay, so now I'm at the I'm gonna make the compound. So you need to have one of the squares there. Okay. So once you have the square, I'm gonna use symmetry, but you just do the same on each side. Okay. So this side is just gonna be easier because there's the airlock for the entrance. But you go there in the corner, and then you have it like this, like a kind of a circle, but not really. And then you place two triangles like this, and might look weird, but it's actually what makes the shooting floor quite good. And then once you did this, go three more triangles in, one square, and then one ramp. And if the ramp, sometimes you cannot place them like this, so you can just add a square foundation and just add a ramp if you really want. It doesn't really change anything. The only thing you cannot do is add a half wall or full wall or any type of wall, door frame and everything. Okay, so then you finish it with a bunch of more triangles, so it's symmetrical. And yeah, that's the footprint for pretty much the shooting floor and the rest, the compound and everything. Okay, so I'm gonna show you shooting floor. Obviously, I think you should rush compound first, but that's for if you have PPs. If you don't, I just do the shooting floor first, but it's fine. So, okay, first off, you start with this is the entrances of the compound. So you do this. 3 windows, and then 3 more windows. It's pretty easy, pretty fast to build, to be honest. And then once you do this, you place 2 small walls with a roof on it, and this is actually a bridge brick, I'm pretty sure. What do you call it? But it's pretty good, especially when you have end bracers on, because it's harder for them to see your head. Okay, now that you've done this, take frames. You build frames, these frames, all the way up to the shooting floor. There are 3 frames. And then on each of these triangles, you place 2 frames with 2 half walls. And then 2 roofs. Like this. And this is the turret. And when you have chain link, the turret, if it shoots on this side, it will have 1, 2, 3 chain links. It doesn't matter for the turret, but if someone wants to shoot this turret right there, they will have to raid for 3 chain links, which is 4 HVs each. So it's quite a lot. Okay, so then on here you had 4 frames on the square roof, and then 3 more frames. But you leave this one out, because this is where that ramp peak is gonna be on. Okay, so now that that's done, we have this right there. You place 4 frames on, and then you just build up. The shooting floor is quite low, but it doesn't really matter. And if you build it a little bit up, this ramp peak will be quite hard to build. And this I'm gonna show you in a minute. I'm pretty sure you cannot add the triangle roofs. So the stability just isn't enough if you build it a little bit up. You can probably fix it, but I don't feel the need. Okay. So once everything's built, like this, you're gonna place 2 triangles on this honeycomb, and it makes it for a very good peek down that you cannot jump through. I haven't tried with this. No, it doesn't change anything. So yeah, you can just pretty much you cannot go through, which is very nice because on some of the builds I have built, these triangle peaks just will get slip through, and during a raid it's quite annoying. Okay, I guess you can jump on it. You just have to jump. I have never slipped into it though, so I didn't really know about it. So once it is done, you can jump on this, and it's fine, don't worry about it. Then just place a square roof, half wall, square roof, and then square roof on this, and then square frame. And then if you build it metal, this will be fine with the ramps right away. But for the stone, it's you cannot build a window before well, after the ramps. So I recommend you doing this and then adding the frames. Sorry, and then you have this. Of course, it's not too great, but it's fine for what it is, and it allows you to have a pretty great peek into shooting floor and also the outside. Okay, so once you did this, of course this is twig, so you can probably shoot it, but I'll just break it. And yeah, then you have the ramp peak, which is pretty neat. Okay, so then on each side of this frame, place window, and then on this, place 4 triangles roof, and 2 half walls, and 4 windows like this. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm pretty sure placing these once it's too high makes it impossible. Which is why I don't build this base higher. So once it's done, place window facing the outside, and then finish the rest. And yeah, this is the shooting floor. Oh no, actually. Okay. Very important. You're gonna have 2 triangle roof pieces, but you have to make sure they're not the same type, like not the same material. So if it's stone, I recommend you having this either metal. If you have this stone, I recommend either having this wood or metal. And then once you wanna upgrade it to metal, just keep 1 roof or high qual if you're on modded. But do not upgrade this, because then this peak is useless, and then I mean this can make for a great peak, but this I feel like this peak right there is a bit more important because it's pretty hard to see on each other sides. But yeah, I mean you choose what you want. To be honest, just like this better. So this is one of the 4 jump ups to the shooting floor. Of course, not shooting floor, the roof. Of course, there's the middle one, and then there's the 2 other ones. Okay, so once this is done, you have all the sides built up. Just upgrade everything to metal, but not to metal. Just place all the roofs, and you should be done. That's pretty much the roof finished. You just have to do this on each side of the jump up, and 2 roof pieces that will have the turret. And then for here, there's many type of roofs you can make, but I just like these 3 square roofs, because it allows you to have a nice peak like this instead of having this, for example. But yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much the roof finished. Now it's more of the finishing touch, and as for the compound as well. Okay, so for the compound, you have two choices. Either you want to connect this with the main core. There's three of them, and it's for the walls, because once you have walls like this, it makes it easier. You can have it's two walls for each side. So, but you don't have outer TC protection, which is very useful, especially if you get offline, or even online, because you don't want someone building in your base, obviously. So, what I would recommend doing is doing the same, but having it wide gapped just a little bit. I mean, not. You can just do this actually, all squares, and then come back with half moons like this, and this is wide gapped. And then for the TC, one more square, half moon. You can break this, and then this will be too far, too close from the TC. So we have to do this, and right here it's fine. So, and you make sure to have this two half walls for the disconnectable TC, and then just have this walled off like this, or you can have it like this and add more doors to it. Oh yeah, then just build this. You can use it for whatever you want. You can have a turret in there, or you can have bedrooms, which I usually have, and or you can have loot rooms if you really need space. But yeah, then you come back with square frame and then a half moon with triangle strips. And if you don't know how the disconnectable work, basically you place a foundation like this, a square one, and then just do this. Place a square roof, and then these two frames will break because there's not enough stability. But yeah. So once it's done, you have to place the walls. Okay, this is not. It's kinda. I'm not too great with walls, but it's once you've done it a little bit, you'll have the gist of it. Yeah. Okay. Of course, on each of these you place a barricade, but I also want to show you about the windmills bedrooms that I've shown you on the video. So you build so you're gonna build 4 frames and then go very high. Once you're about here, place 1 square frame like this, and then keep going for one more floor. And then yeah, just place a nading right there, and then have 3 windows and 1 frame. Then place 4 small walls and have a triangle there, but make sure to place the boxes before closing in the floor, because then you won't be able to place them once it's closed in. But it's fine, because you can have the windmill straight away and then add it later if you really want to. Oh yeah. There's also one type of turret that I've seen on AirPod's base, the Icebug, where he has turrets like this, and it's like unbreakable turret, but it's not too great for this base design because this is already a turret pod, so having multiple on the same side is kinda useless. I feel like it doesn't matter. You can choose whatever you want. You could even have one of these and then the windmills, but you just choose. But yeah, it's pretty much done. For the barricades, place one here on each of these squares one, and then as for here, just build a square like this, 3 squares. Then have this thing touch the middle pretty much for both sides. If you do this, it should be kind of easy. Yeah, this. It's just impossible for them to go in. Of course, they can ladder, but it's fine because we have turrets, and you can add more turrets if you don't feel safe enough. This is not, you don't really have to do it, but I will do it because it's a little bit better. Is to add more barricades like this on each of these triangles. It makes it for better protection. So if they ladder on this, they cannot really go on these triangles. But yeah. So once you've done this, it's more of the finishing touch. I'm gonna show you where to place doors and where to place windows and embrasures. So here you can have armor doors at some point, but for now I will just use normal doors. 4 windows and then vertical embrasures, horizontal embrasures. Then on each of these we place turret and then place chain link. Of course I'm not placing turret because UKN doesn't really allow you to place too much turrets. But yeah, here you can have bedrooms or turrets as I've shown you. If you want to place a turret in there, I would recommend it having it chain linked because it will make it for more rockets. Like it will be like it's for each, so at least 8 rockets just to break the chain links, and then 3 more obviously for the turret, which is pretty good. But then if you don't want to, you can just have bedrooms, which is fine. And then you can also have the large furnaces, which I kinda missed, but it's fine. All you have to do is to go back a little bit and then just place it. I would recommend placing high because it makes it harder for grubs to jump on the frames, for example. And if you place like a barricade over here, it makes it for like a large furnace funnel wall. Well, not really for this base, but if you build it, place it close enough to this, you can just add a barricade and protect it. And for the refineries, you can just have them in this, which is fine. There's enough space for that. But yeah, that was the compound. As for the shooting floor, have the embrasures facing inwards because you have a wider angle to see. And yeah, on all of these, you have horizontal embrasures. Don't place any on these because it makes it just harder for you to see. See, it just makes it useless. For here, you have a horizontal one, so it's better peak because you cannot really see much. It's kind of a head glitch, to be honest. And then here you can have embraces. Yeah, that's pretty much all of this. Of course, for these bedrooms, you have doors everywhere, boxes here, locker. Make sure to place the locker before the window. And beds. You can fit 2 beds. The jump is quite hard, but once you get the gist of it, you should be fine. It's just that you need a little bit of speed to make it. Because if you just jump like this, it can be quite annoying. But if you just get speed, you can just jump crouch and you'll be fine. Here you can have batteries. I've told you, but there's like so much areas where you can have your batteries. I just recommend it up there because no one raids up there, and once you have it windowed, it's not gonna be raided. But yeah, here on the jump up, of course you have embrasures, so it's hard. You can see well, but they can't really. And make sure to not forget to add embrasures there. But yeah. That's pretty much the base finished. Of course I didn't add doors, no windows, no boxes, but I would just recommend having the main loot in here with the tier 3 and everything. You can fit some beds, not every single bags, but a little bit. But this is like a 3 or 2 squad base, to be honest, because there's not too many beds. Of course, well, there is kind of, but there's not enough bedrooms to have more people. And having multiple bedrooms is very useful for raid defense. What I usually do is have the 2 main people that play on these 2 beds. Then one of them and the teammate in the other teammate in this, and the other one with the same teammate in this. So each of you have 3 beds, but you're not all the time together. And you do the same for every bedroom you have, of course. But yeah, of course I build it metal. It's just that I usually upgrade everything to metal at some point. You can have it this, for example, you can have it stone. Same for this. And of course the roof, but I just recommend it having it like this into metal very quickly. But yeah, and for the jump up, just I have to mention. Okay, for the jump up, just place a triangle like this, and yeah, you can just jump in, and if you are in that you can add is you can just jump crouch. Or sometimes if you place a box or a stone barricade, for example, you can easily jump on it, which is fine. But yeah, that was pretty much a base build. I don't have too much to say about this base. It's nice. It's quite easy to build, but it's better for modded, to be honest, because it's quite a lot to build, and the upkeep is very high for a trio base. It's around like 30k metal. As you can see, no, it's 20k. But with the externals, it's a bit more. See, it's 4k each. But yeah, I mean, you could build it. I never built it in stone, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how much stone you have to farm for it. But I'd say it's around 100,000. Oh yeah. For the finishing touches, if you wanna upgrade the base into high core, which I recommend building the core into, make sure to upgrade this straight away, and the foundation. For the roof, it's fine, and the wall, because this is high wall, and this is the TC right there, and this is the TC. But yeah, and then upgrade the roof, the roofs. You can upgrade this wall, because this is the entrance. This is right there. And of course, you can upgrade the walls. But yeah, that was the build. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Yeah, bye.